and that people learn to get along with one another. That's just universal.
Okay, some basic standard questions that we ask all judicial candidates. Any legal history personally, anything from a parking ticket to something far more serious?
I have a number of tickets. The most recent one was actually about 3 years ago when I got a speeding ticket on my way to jail, going to visit clients, just as epic as you could get, I suppose. The ticket was, I was given what's called a 90-day deferment, that if I didn't pick up any new offenses, the ticket was dismissed, and that's that ticket. Other than that, just tickets, except when I was 19, I was stopped, and I had less than an ounce of marijuana in my car, went to court, and again, or not again, but at that time, they invoked a deferment so that if I again did not pick up any additional offenses, that the case was dismissed, and that's what occurred. Other than that, some parking and speeding tickets.
Pretty standard for most people.
I think so.
Are you married?
I'm not. My partner, however, is a research and writing attorney who is just brilliant criminal defense strategist. She does primarily federal work.
So who's the most effective in the household, you or your partner?
If we're in court, it's me. If it has to be written, it is absolutely her.
And as far as household duties?
We're pretty good. She's the cook. She's absolutely she's the fabulous cook. And I'm a fabulous dishwasher. And I get better at that every evening.
That's a good thing. We like to hear that you have a family to come home to in the evening.
Yeah, and she has 2 sons, so I guess they're sort of stepsons. One of them is autistic, and he's very high functioning, but he's autistic, and is going to C&M, working on his degree, and that's he's a wonderful human being. But I've learned a lot about patience and the difficulties. I mean, there's all kinds of people who end up in court. And we read about the ones who end up most often for just sort of violent, egregious, terrible things. But a lot of people end up in court kind of because they can't figure out how to get along in society. I mean, and it's important to recognize that there are people who get in court and really they've certainly been arrested for a legitimate offense, but legitimate consequences, the more traditional consequences, aren't always the best solution. And that's one of the great things about this district court, in that there's a special court for people with mental health issues, a special drug court program, and also a new court for people who are veterans. Because again, they have some very unique issues in addition to just finding a job. But a lot of times the mental health issues that you read about, PTSD and other kinds of significant hurdles that folks have, and they end up getting in trouble sometimes, just because they get in trouble, but sometimes because they can't handle other just overwhelming things in their life. And so thankfully we've got some special courts here in Albuquerque designed to try and keep a better eye on those people and try and keep them out of the more traditional consequences. They don't necessarily go to jail or traditional probation. We get people that work with them that have a better understanding of their backgrounds.
What would you like to tell the viewers in wrapping up that why you should be the choice of the committee to be our representative for this position?
It's a great question, and a kind of a difficult one. I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I've been doing just this, just criminal defense, felonies, and district court. I know how district court's supposed to work. I know the staff. I know the probation officers. I know the police officers. I know how the paperwork goes. I know the clerks. That's really important because in addition to that, I know the people. I know the clients who show up in court. I know most of the prosecutors. I know the friends and the family of the victims. I've worked with them often in the past because they're just part of the system as well. You can't have one little area that you ignore. And I'm not trying to go somewhere else. This is not a stepping stone for me to go to federal court or to go to the appellate court. I'm not coming from some other court trying to work my way up. This is just what I do. It makes sense to me because my entire legal career has been public service, and this just makes sense to offer my services as a judge. I think I can do a good job. I think I'm a good listener, and I think that's why I'm a good candidate for this position.
All right. Well, thank you for being on the show.
No, thanks very much.